and welcome to Chapter 1. Today, Lesson 1. Today we're going to be talking about place value. So welcome to your first video. So first thing I wanted to talk about is, what is the word digit? So our word digit right here is any symbol used to write a whole number, right? So a digit is just the numbers you've learned since kindergarten. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are all digits. So a value, so a worth, right? Like money has value, it's worth something. A value given to a digit by its place in a number is called a place value, right? So like if I write a 100 and there's a 1 here, that 1 is not worth the same amount as if I put a 1 here, right? This one is worth 100. This one is worth 1. And if I put it in this place, now that 1 is worth 10. So it kind of has different values depending on where we put the number. Okay, so I wanted to put this little chart here for you. So we have the thousands period, right? So we've got 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. So those are all thousands, right? And we know that because this comma right here is what tells us to say 1,000. Okay, and these are the ones period. So it's just worth itself 1, 10, 100. Okay, so if we look down at the bottom, it tells us the values. So down here, these are what I'm talking about, values. So we have a 0 there, so it's just worth nothing, right? 0 here, worth nothing. But we have an 8 here. This 8 is not just worth 8, it's worth 8. 8 times 100, or 800s, right? Same with this 4 here. It's not worth 4, it's worth 4 times 1,000, or 4,000. This 8 is worth 8 times 10,000 because it's in the 10,000s place, or 80,000. I'm pausing, so it might be a little tricky to understand there. And then the 1 here we have is in the 100,000s place, so that 1's worth 100,000. 1 times 100,000. We'll get into this some more. So that was just kind of like a quick, not so quick, overview. All right, so our first example uses the same thing we just talked about here. It says the average pencil can draw a line that is almost 184,800 feet long. Whoa, that's crazy. What is the value of the highlighted digit? So when it says what is the value, it means how much is that number worth when it's in that place, okay? So we know that this is the 10,000s place. So I need to look at 8 times 10,000, which I don't know, that might be a little confusing, but it's worth 80,000. Okay, and that's because the highlighted digit 8 is in the 10,000s place. Okay. Now, you can pause the video at any time to write in what I'm writing. Okay, you don't have to do all like the underlining and circle things because I do that so that it's easier to follow and I'm not just talking to you. So your eyes can go where my eyes are. But when I'm writing things down, I do want you to write them into your notebook as well, into your book, because you have all the same information. So it says a digit in each place represents 10 times what it would represent in the place to its right. Okay, so it's 10 times bigger. So this is the ones place. This is the tens place. How do I get from 1 to 10? I do 1 times 10, right? Because this is the ones place, 1 times 10. So therefore, if we're looking at the tens place, to get to the hundreds place, I do 10 times 10. 10 groups of 10 makes 100, right? And here, if I go 100 times 10, I get 1,000. And then 1,000 times 10 gets me to the 10,000s place. So it's just saying each time we get bigger, we're actually multiplying by 10. Crazy. So let's go to the next example here. There are 2 million. Now look how I'm going to say this number here, 2 million. Because whenever we say a comma, we either say million or thousand. Now if I isolate So 2,419,000. If I only look at this, I would say 419. Then I have to say 1,000. 200. So we kind of break it up by its period, like I talked about earlier, this period. So 2,419,200. Okay, so that's kind of what we're adding in the millions place. So there are 2,419,200 seconds in 4 weeks. How does the value of this digit in the hundreds place, change if its digit were to move to each of the 4 places to its left? That's really confusing. So what it's saying is that if there's a 2 here, how did it change? If there's a 2 here, how did it change? If there was a 2 here, how would it change? And if there's 2 here, how would it change? So the digit in the hundreds place is 2, right? That's the number. Remember I said just our counting numbers are digits. It has a value of 200. Okay, so if this digit were to move to the thousands place, it would have a value of, now it would be 2,000, right? And if this digit were to move to the 10,000s place, now it's going to have a value of 20,000. Do you notice how I'm adding a 0 each time and I'm making sure I have 3 zeros and then a comma, right, for the different periods? So if this digit were to move to the 100,000s place, it would have a value of 200,000. If this digit were to move to the millions, oh my goodness, millions? If it were to move to the millions place, it would have a value of 2 million. Look at that, we have 2 commas, right? Because each group of 3 is a period, and then we have to put a comma in there. How cool is that? The digit in each place value has a value that is 10 times as great as it has in the place to its right. So each time we go up, we're multiplying by 10. That's what that's saying. Multiplying by 10, multiplying by 10, multiplying by 10 to get the next value. Cool. All right, next. Guided practice. So it's on the bottom of the page. So it says circle the correct place of the highlighted digit and write its value. Okay, so this 4 is in the ones place. So it has a value of 4, just itself. Now this 5 is in the 10,000s or thousands? Well, that's the 10,000s place. So it has a value of 50,000. And do you know, notice, look it, I took the 5 and I made the rest of them zeros. And that's how I got the value, as I made all the other numbers zeros. And then that tells me what is the value of the 5. So same here for the 8. That's the hundreds place. That 8 is worth 800. Okay, and then this 7 is in the 10,000s place, which makes it worth 70,000. Look at that. There we go. So how does the value of a digit in the thousands place compare to the value of the same digit if it was in the hundreds place? So it would be 10 times larger. Right? If we have the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, so if I put a 2 here and multiplied it by 10, then it would go here. So it'd be worth 2,000 instead of 200. Okay, next one. So here is kind of my cutoff place. So I did all of the guided practice. I did the kind of me teaching you practice. So now you're at the point where it's an independent practice page. So if you would like some more examples, I do have one more page of examples you could listen to. If you would like to be done with the video, because you say, Mrs. Hamer, I understand, then you can stop the video here and get to work on your independent practice. All right, so here's some extra problems. Circle the place of the highlighted digit and write its value. So here we have the 2 is in the thousands place, right? Because we have ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So that 2 is worth 2,000. Here we have a 3 in the 10,000s place, right? Because we've got ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. So then that 3 is worth 30,000. Now this 4 is in the hundred thousands place because we've got ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. So that 4 is worth 400,000. Here we have a 5, and that 5 is in the thousands place, and that 5 is worth 5,000. Now look at this one. This 2 is in the millions place. So we have ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions. So that's worth 2 million. Now, what would be the next place value after the millions place? 10 millions. And then guess what? The next one would be 100 millions. And then we get billions. And then 10 billions, 100 billions, and then trillions. And then 10 trillions, 100 trillions, and then quadrillions. Now, there are so many more place values as we get on in our studies that are really neat to study. So, all right, last one. This 3 is in the 10,000s place. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. And it is worth 30,000. Look at that. 30,000, 30,000. We have 2 that were the same. All right, that's all that I have for you today. I hope your first video went awesome. Let me know if you have any questions. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.